Dear Chosen One, the energy around you has shifted. Something ancient and unstoppable has been activated in the spiritual realm. You are no longer operating under the rules of patience without power. You have entered divine revenge mode, and nothing in heaven or earth can stop what is coming for you now. This is not anger. This is alignment. This is justice written in the stars before you were born. For years, you absorbed the attacks. You stayed silent while they lied about you. You forgave while they plotted. You remained humble while they stole your light and wore it as their own. They thought your silence was weakness. They mistook your spirituality for passivity. But they were wrong. You were not sleeping. You were being prepared. And now, the preparation is over. The warrior within you has awakened, and the battlefield has shifted in your favor. The heavens have declared, enough. What was taken will be restored. Who betrayed you will face themselves. Who used you will lose what they gained through lies. You are not lifting a finger in human revenge. You do not need to. Divine revenge operates on a frequency beyond your control, beyond your anger, beyond your pain. It is the universe correcting itself. And you, Chosen One, are standing at the center of a cosmic realignment that will leave everyone speechless. Before we go deeper into this revelation, I need you to do something. If this message is hitting your spirit right now, hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already, because being extraordinary is your spiritual home. Drop a comment and tell me, I am ready for my divine revenge. And if you want to go even deeper, I have created a powerful ebook that will guide you through this entire season of spiritual warfare and victory. The link is in the description. Let me tell you what divine revenge mode really means. It is not about you becoming cruel, bitter, or vengeful in the way the world understands revenge. It is about you finally stepping into the authority that was always yours. It is about you stopping the pattern of shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. It is about you refusing to explain your existence to people who never valued it. Divine revenge is when God says, I will fight for you, and you say, finally. You have been in training. Every betrayal was a lesson. Every disappointment was preparation. Every moment you wanted to quit but did not, you were building spiritual muscle. You were learning to stand when everything around you was falling. You were learning to trust the invisible when the visible was lying to you. And now, all of that training is about to pay off. You are not the same person who entered this season. You are sharper, wiser, stronger, untouchable. There is a shift happening right now, and your enemies feel it. They do not understand it, but they feel it. Suddenly, their words do not land the same way. Their manipulations do not work anymore. Their presence does not disturb your peace. You have become unreachable to them, not because you ran away, but because you ascended. You are operating on a frequency they cannot access, and that terrifies them because they know their time of easy access to you is over. Divine revenge mode is not loud. It does not announce itself with drama or threats. It moves in silence. It moves with precision. While you are resting, rebuilding, and aligning with your purpose, the universe is rearranging everything behind the scenes. Doors that were closed to you are opening. People who ignored you are suddenly paying attention. Opportunities that were blocked are now flowing. And your enemies? They are watching it all happen, powerless to stop it. Here is what they did not understand. You were never their equal. You were never in competition with them. You were chosen before the foundation of the world, and they were simply actors in your story, placed there to reveal your strength. They thought they were destroying you, but they were activating you. Every lie they told, every betrayal they committed, every moment they celebrated your pain, they were sealing their own fate and unlocking yours. You need to understand something crucial right now. Divine revenge is not about them suffering so you can smile. It is about the scales of justice finally balancing. It is about truth being revealed. It is about you receiving everything that was stolen, delayed, or denied. And yes, as a byproduct of that, those who harmed you will face consequences. But those consequences are not your burden to carry. They are between them and the universe. Your only job is to keep walking forward. Some of you are wondering, is it spiritual to want revenge? Let me answer that. Wanting revenge is human. But divine revenge is not something you want. It is something that happens because the laws of the universe demand it. You do not have to wish harm on anyone. You do not have to plot or plan. You simply have to remain in alignment, stay faithful to your path, and trust that God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. And those who sowed against you are about to harvest. The Bible is full of stories of divine revenge. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned. But when his time came, he was not just freed. He was elevated to second in command of Egypt. His brothers, the ones who tried to destroy him, ended up bowing before him, begging for mercy. That is divine revenge, not Joseph plotting, not Joseph scheming, just Joseph remaining faithful while God rearranged the entire nation to honor him. David was anointed as king, but he spent years running from Saul, hiding in caves, being hunted like an animal. He had multiple chances to kill Saul and take the throne by force, but he did not. He waited. He trusted. And when Saul fell, David did not have blood on his hands. He ascended to the throne with clean hands and a pure heart. That is divine revenge. The enemy destroys himself while the chosen one remains blameless. Esther was an orphan who became a queen. But her people were about to be annihilated by a man named Haman, a man who hated them simply because one man, Mordecai, refused to bow to him. Haman built gallows to hang Mordecai. He threw a genocidal plot into motion, but Esther stepped into her purpose, revealed the truth, and Haman was hanged on the very gallows he built for Mordecai. That is divine revenge. The trap meant for the righteous swallows the wicked. Do you see the pattern? The chosen ones in Scripture did not have to do anything except remain faithful, stay aligned, and trust the timing of God. And when their moment came, it was not subtle. It was public. It was undeniable. It was a complete reversal of everything the enemy tried to accomplish. And that is exactly what is happening for you right now. You are in your Esther moment. You are in your David moment. You are in your Joseph moment. You have spent so long being the one who forgives, the one who turns the other cheek, the one who prays for your enemies. And that was right. That was necessary. But there is a season for everything. There was a season for patience. There was a season for silence. There was a season for enduring. But now, you have entered a new season. This is the season of vindication. This is the season of restoration. This is the season of divine revenge. And let me be very clear. Divine revenge does not mean you become like them. It does not mean you stoop to their level. It does not mean you compromise your character or lose your peace. It means you finally stop carrying the weight of their wrongs. It means you stop justifying yourself to people who will never understand you. It means you stop waiting for an apology that will never come. You release them to God. and you step into everything He has prepared for you. This is where the power lives, not in bitterness, not in obsession, not in replaying the past. The power lives in your ability to let go of the need to make them see, make them pay, make them understand. You let God handle that, and when you do, you become unstoppable. Because now, you are not weighed down by anger. You are not distracted by revenge fantasies. You are free. You are light. You are aligned. And that is when everything shifts. Here is what happens when you enter divine revenge mode. First, you stop explaining yourself. You stop defending your truth to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop trying to prove your worth to those who have already decided you are worthless. You realize that your value is not up for debate. It was established before you took your first breath. And anyone who cannot see it does not deserve access to you. Second, you stop being available to everyone. You start protecting your energy like it is sacred, because it is. You stop answering every call, responding to every message, showing up to every event. You become selective. You become intentional. You realize that not everyone deserves your time, your presence, or your peace. And the moment you start honoring yourself this way, everything changes. People who took you for granted suddenly realize what they lost. Third, you stop forgiving without boundaries. Forgiveness does not mean you give someone unlimited chances to hurt you. Forgiveness means you release the anger, but you do not release your standards. You can forgive someone and still never speak to them again. You can pray for someone and still block their number. You can wish them well and still remove them from your life. Forgiveness is for your peace. Boundaries are for your protection. And divine revenge mode requires both. Fourth, you stop dimming your light. For too long, you made yourself smaller so others would not feel threatened. You hid your gifts so others would not feel insecure. You downplayed your victories so others would not feel jealous. But that ends now. You were not given light to hide it. You were not given a voice to silence it. You were not given a calling to shrink from it. Divine revenge mode is when you finally stop apologizing for being everything they could never be. Fifth, you start moving with authority. You stop asking for permission. You stop waiting for approval. You stop second-guessing your instincts. You start speaking with confidence. You start making decisions without consulting people who do not have your best interest at heart. You start walking into rooms like you own them, because spiritually, you do. You are a child of the Most High. You carry the DNA of divinity, and it is time you started acting like it. Now let me tell you what your enemies are experiencing right now. They are confused. Things that used to work for them are not working anymore. Doors that were open are now closed. People who supported them are now questioning them. Their lies are being exposed. Their schemes are falling apart. Their peace is gone. And they do not understand why. But you do. It is because divine revenge is not loud. It is surgical. It dismantles from the inside out. They are losing sleep. They are feeling anxiety they cannot explain. They are experiencing setbacks they did not see coming. They are watching you rise while they fall, and it is driving them insane. Because they know, deep down, that they caused this. They know they crossed someone they should not have touched. They know they went to war with someone heaven was protecting. And now they are paying the price. Not because you cursed them, but because they cursed themselves when they came against you. There is a spiritual law that most people do not understand. When you attack a chosen one, you are not just attacking a person. You are attacking a destiny. You are attacking a purpose. You are attacking a plan that was set in motion before time began. And when you do that, you activate divine resistance. The universe itself turns against you, not because it is cruel, but because it is just. You cannot destroy what God is building and expect to walk away unscathed. Your enemies thought they were clever. They thought they could take from you and never pay for it. They thought they could lie about you and never be exposed. They thought they could break you and never face consequences. But they forgot one thing. You are not just anyone. You are a chosen one. And chosen ones are covered by a protection so powerful that even when it looks like they are losing, they are actually winning. Even when it looks like they are defeated, they are being positioned. This is why you need to stop worrying about what they are doing. Stop checking their social media. Stop asking people about them. Stop wondering if they are okay or if they are suffering. That is not your concern. Your concern is your own alignment. Your concern is your own healing. Your concern is your own elevation. Let God deal with them. Let the universe handle them. Your job is to focus on you. And when you do that, when you truly let go, that is when the full force of divine revenge is unleashed. Some of you are still carrying anger. You are still replaying the betrayal in your mind. You are still imagining confrontations that will never happen. And I understand. I understand the pain. I understand the injustice. I understand the desire to see them hurt the way they hurt you. But I need you to hear me. That anger is a chain. And as long as you hold on to it, you are still connected to them. You are still giving them power. You are still letting them live rent-free in your mind. Divine revenge mode is not about holding on to anger. It is about releasing it and trusting that justice will be served without your involvement. It is about saying, God, I give this to you. I release them. I release the pain. I release the need to see them fall. I trust that you will handle this in your way and in your time. And I choose to focus on my healing, my peace, and my future. That is the prayer that unlocks everything. Because here is the truth. The more you focus on them, the more power you give them. The more you obsess over their downfall, the more you delay your rise. The more you wait for them to apologize, the more you block your own blessings. But the moment you let go, the moment you truly release them, that is when the floodgates open. That is when the blessings start pouring in. That is when the doors start opening. That is when divine revenge fully activates. You have been patient long enough. You have been humble long enough. You have been silent long enough. Now is the time to step into your power. Now is the time to reclaim your voice. Now is the time to walk in the authority that has always been yours. You are not a victim. You are not a survivor. You are a warrior. You are a king. You are a queen. You are a chosen one. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what God has ordained for you. Let me tell you what authority looks like when it is backed by heaven. It does not shout. It does not defend. It does not beg for validation. It simply exists, and everything around it adjusts. When you operate in true spiritual authority, you do not need to convince anyone of your worth. You do not need to prove your calling. You do not need to fight for your seat at the table. You show up, and the table rearranges itself. That is divine revenge mode. That is the frequency you are stepping into. Authority is not about being loud. It is about being certain. It is about knowing who you are, whose you are, and what you carry. When you know that, really know that, you become immovable. People can talk, they can scheme, they can plot, But none of it touches you, because you are not standing on your own strength. You are standing on a foundation that was laid before the world began, and that foundation cannot be shaken by human hands. This is what your enemies do not understand. They think they are fighting you, but they are not. They are fighting the force that is behind you. They are fighting the destiny that is written over you. They are fighting the assignment that was placed on your life. And that is a fight they cannot win. They can delay it. They can make it harder. They can cause pain along the way, but they cannot stop it, because what God has ordained, no man can cancel. You are watching them stumble, and you do not even have to do anything. They are sabotaging themselves. They are exposing themselves. They are unraveling in real time. And it is not because you cursed them or wished evil upon them. It is because they touched what was consecrated. They went to war with someone who was set apart. And when you do that, the very ground you stand on becomes unstable. Their downfall is not your doing. It is the natural consequence of coming against the anointed. There is a verse in the Bible that says, "Touch not my anointed ones, do my prophets no harm." That is not a suggestion. That is a warning. That is a spiritual law, and your enemies violated it. They thought they could lie about you, steal from you, betray you, and walk away untouched. But the universe does not work that way. Heaven does not work that way. There is always a reckoning. And right now, they are in the middle of theirs. But here is what I need you to understand. This is not about celebrating their destruction. This is not about gloating or feeling superior. This is about recognizing that justice is real, that truth always rises, and that you were never forgotten. God saw every tear. He counted every sleepless night. He recorded every injustice, and He is responding. Not on your timeline. Not in the way you expected, but in the way that will bring Him the most glory, and you the most peace. Divine revenge mode is not about you becoming heartless. It is about you becoming whole. It is about you finally releasing the need to be understood by people who were never meant to understand you. It is about you accepting that some people will never see your value, and that is okay, because their blindness does not diminish your worth. Their rejection does not cancel your calling. Their betrayal does not define your future. You do. Some of you have been stuck because you were waiting for closure. You were waiting for an apology. You were waiting for them to admit they were wrong. But I need you to hear this. Closure does not come from them. Closure comes from you. Closure is a decision you make to stop waiting for what will never come and start walking toward what is already waiting for you. You do not need their apology to move forward. You need your own permission. And when you give yourself that permission, when you finally decide that you are done waiting, done explaining, done hoping they will change, that is when everything shifts. That is when the doors start opening. That is when the right people start showing up. That is when the opportunities start flowing. Because you are no longer energetically tied to your past. You are no longer vibrating at the frequency of pain. You are vibrating at the frequency of power. This is the frequency of divine revenge mode. It is not anger. It is not bitterness. It is clarity. It is focus. It is the unshakable knowing that you are exactly where you are supposed to be, doing exactly what you are supposed to do, becoming exactly who you were always meant to be. And no one, not one single person, can stop that, because it is not your plan. It is heaven's plan, and heaven does not fail. Your enemies are realizing this now. They are watching you thrive in spite of everything they did to stop you. They are watching you rise in spite of every trap they set. They are watching you shine in spite of every lie they told. And it is breaking them, not because you are doing anything to them, but because they are finally seeing the truth. They were never your obstacle. They were your activation. They were never your enemy. They were your assignment. Every person who betrayed you revealed something about yourself that you needed to see. Every person who rejected you pushed you toward a door you were too afraid to walk through. Every person who hurt you strengthened a part of you that needed to be forged in fire. They thought they were destroying you, but they were actually building you. And now you are standing in the fullness of who you were meant to become, and they have to watch. That is divine revenge. Not you plotting. Not you scheming. Not you lowering yourself to their level. Just you becoming so undeniably powerful, so undeniably blessed, so undeniably aligned, that your very existence becomes a testimony. Your life becomes the evidence that God is real, that justice is real, that the anointing is real, and there is no revenge sweeter than that. So stop waiting for them to fall. They already are. Stop waiting for your moment. It is already here. Stop waiting for permission. You do not need it. You are a chosen one. You are entering divine revenge mode, and nothing in heaven or earth can stop what is coming for you now. Do you feel that? That is not hope. That is not wishful thinking. That is confirmation. That is the Spirit bearing witness with your spirit that everything is about to change. There is a battle happening right now that you cannot see with your natural eyes. It is happening in the spiritual realm, in the courts of heaven, in the dimensions where justice is decided and destinies are rewritten. While you are going about your day, while you are healing, while you are rebuilding, there is a war being waged on your behalf. Angels are moving. Decrees are being released. Judgments are being issued. And you do not have to do anything except stay in peace. This is what most people miss. They think spiritual warfare is about them fighting. But real spiritual warfare is about you resting while God fights. It is about you trusting while the battle rages. It is about you staying in alignment while everything around you falls into place. Your enemies are fighting something they cannot see. They are struggling against forces they do not understand. And the harder they fight, the faster they fall. Right now, your enemies are losing sleep, and they do not know why. They are waking up in the middle of the night with anxiety, with fear, with a sense that something is wrong. They are making mistakes they would not normally make. They are saying things they should not say. They are exposing themselves without realizing it. And all of this is happening because the spiritual atmosphere around them has shifted. The protection they thought they had is gone. The favor they thought they earned is revoked. They are experiencing what the Bible calls divine confusion. It is when God causes your enemies to turn on each other, to sabotage themselves, to make decisions that lead to their own destruction. You see it in the story of Gideon, when God reduced his army to 300 men and caused the enemy camp to turn on themselves in confusion. You see it in the story of Jehoshaphat, when the enemy armies destroyed each other while God's people stood and watched. That is what is happening for you right now. Your job is not to fight. Your job is to worship. Your job is to stay in faith. Your job is to keep your heart clean and your spirit strong. Because the moment you step into fear, the moment you step into doubt, the moment you step into revenge fantasies, you disrupt the flow. You take yourself out of alignment. And divine revenge requires alignment. It requires you to trust that God is doing what only God can do. Some of you are asking, how long will this take? When will I see the results? When will they fall? And I understand the question. But I need you to shift your focus Stop looking at them. Stop tracking their progress. Stop waiting for their collapse. Instead, start looking at yourself. Start tracking your own progress. Start celebrating your own growth. Because divine revenge is not just about them falling. It is about you rising. And the more you focus on your rise, the faster it happens. You are being restored right now. Everything that was stolen from you is being returned. Not in the same form, but in a better form. The relationship that ended, you are getting a better one. The job you lost, you are getting a better opportunity. The friend who betrayed you, you are attracting a true circle. The peace they took, you are receiving it multiplied. Divine revenge is not just about loss for them. It is about gain for you. It is about you receiving everything they tried to keep from you. This is the part where you need to pay attention, because what you are about to receive is not just material. It is spiritual. It is emotional. It is mental. You are about to receive clarity like you have never had before. You are about to receive confidence that cannot be shaken. You are about to receive a sense of purpose so strong that nothing can distract you from it. You are about to receive a level of peace that makes no sense given everything you have been through. People are going to look at you and ask, "How are you okay? How are you not bitter? How are you not angry? How are you thriving after everything they did to you?" And you are going to smile because you know something they do not. You know that divine revenge is not about you becoming like them. It is about you becoming more like who you were always meant to be. It is about you stepping into a version of yourself that is so whole, so healed, so powerful, that the past cannot touch you anymore. This is the version of you that your enemies fear. Not because you are coming for them, but because you are no longer affected by them. Not because you are plotting against them, but because you have moved so far beyond them that they are irrelevant. Not because you are angry, but because you are free. And freedom is the ultimate revenge, because it means they no longer have power over you. They no longer live in your head. They no longer dictate your emotions. They are just people you used to know. And here is what happens when you reach that level of freedom. The universe rewards you. Doors open that were never supposed to open. People reach out who were never supposed to reach out. Opportunities present themselves that were never supposed to be available. Because you are no longer operating under the curse of unforgiveness. You are no longer weighed down by the burden of bitterness. You are light. You are clear. You are aligned. And that is when the blessings flood in. Your enemies are going to watch this happen. They are going to see you win, and they are not going to understand how. They are going to see you blessed, and they are going to wonder why. They are going to see you at peace, and they are going to be tormented by it. Because the worst thing you can do to someone who tried to destroy you is to thrive without them. The worst revenge is not making them suffer. It is making them irrelevant. That is where you are headed. That is the destination of divine revenge mode. Not a place of anger, but a place of indifference. Not a place of obsession, but a place of freedom. Not a place of waiting for their fall, but a place of celebrating your rise. And when you get there, when you fully step into that space, you will realize that divine revenge was never about them. It was always about you. It was always about you reclaiming your power, your peace, your purpose. So let them talk. Let them plot. Let them scheme. It does not matter anymore. Because you are untouchable now. You are covered. You are protected. You are anointed. And nothing they do can change that. The war is over. You already won. You just have not seen the full manifestation yet. But it is coming. And when it does, everyone will know that you were never the one they should have tested. Now let me tell you what you gain when you fully enter divine revenge mode. You gain yourself back. You gain the parts of you that you buried to keep the peace. You gain the voice that you silenced to avoid conflict. You gain the dreams that you abandoned because someone told you they were unrealistic. You gain the confidence that you lost when they made you question your worth. You gain everything that was taken, and you gain it back stronger, purer, more powerful than before. You gain clarity. Suddenly, you see people for who they really are, not who you wanted them to be. You see situations for what they really were, not what you hoped they could become. You see patterns that you ignored, red flags that you dismissed, warnings that you overlooked. And with that clarity comes power. Because now, you can make decisions based on truth, not illusion. Now, you can move forward with wisdom, not wishful thinking. You gain boundaries. You stop letting people cross lines just because you love them. You stop making exceptions for people who never made exceptions for you. You stop being everyone's safe space while you have nowhere safe to land. You start protecting your energy, your time, your peace, your presence. And the people who truly love you will respect those boundaries. The people who do not, they will reveal themselves. And that is a gift, not a loss. You gain peace, not the fragile peace that depends on everything going right, but the unshakable peace that remains even when everything goes wrong. The peace that surpasses understanding. The peace that guards your heart and mind. The peace that allows you to sleep soundly even when the storm is raging. That peace is not something you create. It is something you receive when you finally stop trying to control everything and surrender to the divine plan. You gain purpose, you stop living for approval and start living for assignment. You stop asking what people want from you and start asking what God is calling you to do. You stop shrinking your gifts to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You start stepping into rooms where your presence is not just welcomed, it is necessary. You start using your voice not to defend yourself, but to declare truth. You start walking in the fullness of who you were created to be. You gain people, real people, authentic people, people who see you, celebrate you, and support you without ulterior motives. People who show up when it is inconvenient. People who stay when it gets hard. People who defend you when you are not in the room. People who are aligned with your destiny, not threatened by it. And these people do not come because you went looking for them. They come because you finally became unavailable to the wrong ones. Doors start opening. Not the doors you were begging to open, but better doors. Doors you did not even know existed. Opportunities that are perfectly aligned with where you are going, not where you have been. Invitations that honor your value. Connections that elevate your vision. Platforms that amplify your voice. And all of this happens not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. You stopped chasing and started attracting. That is the power of divine revenge mode. You gain confidence, not arrogance, but quiet, unshakable confidence. The kind of confidence that does not need to announce itself. The kind of confidence that walks into a room and shifts the atmosphere without saying a word. The kind of confidence that is not threatened by other people's success because it knows there is enough for everyone. The kind of confidence that is rooted in identity, not achievement. You know who you are. You know whose you are. And nothing can shake that. You gain freedom. Freedom from the need to prove yourself. Freedom from the fear of rejection. Freedom from the weight of unforgiveness. freedom from the prison of people-pleasing, freedom from the chains of comparison, freedom from the torment of replaying the past. You are free, and that freedom is not something they can give you or take from you. It is something you step into when you decide that you are done being held hostage by what they did. This is what divine revenge mode really gives you. Not their destruction, but your restoration. Not their downfall, but your rise. Not their suffering, but your peace. It is not about them at all. It is about you finally becoming who you were before they tried to break you. It is about you reclaiming the throne that was always yours. It is about you stepping into the identity that was stolen and declaring, I am back. I am whole. I am unstoppable. And the most beautiful part? You do not have to wait for them to apologize to experience this. You do not have to wait for them to admit they were wrong. You do not have to wait for them to lose everything before you gain everything. You just have to choose yourself. You just have to decide that your healing, your peace, your future is more important than your need to see them punished. And the moment you make that choice, everything changes. Some of you are on the edge of this breakthrough right now. You can feel it. You are tired of being angry. You are tired of replaying the past. You are tired of waiting for justice. You are ready to let go. You are ready to move forward. You are ready to step into divine revenge mode, not as a victim seeking vengeance, but as a warrior stepping into victory. And I am here to tell you, this is your moment. This is your time. This is your season. The universe is waiting for you to release them. The blessings are waiting for you to let go. The next chapter is waiting for you to turn the page. And all you have to do is say, I am done carrying this weight. I am done giving them power. I am done letting my past dictate my future. I release them. I forgive them. Not because they deserve it, but because I deserve peace. And I choose to walk into everything God has prepared for me. When you say that, when you truly mean it, the floodgates open. The chains break. The heaviness lifts. And you step into a version of yourself that you have never experienced before. A version that is lighter, freer, more powerful, more aligned. A version that is not defined by what happened to you, but by what you chose to do with it. A version that turned pain into purpose, betrayal into breakthrough, and loss into legacy. Now I need you to hear this final truth, the revelation that will change everything for you. You were never fighting this battle alone. From the moment you were born, from the moment your destiny was written, heaven assigned forces to protect you, guide you, and fight for you. Every betrayal you survived because you were covered. Every attack you endured because you were shielded. Every night you cried yourself to sleep, angels were warring on your behalf. You were being prepared. Every single moment of pain was training. Every disappointment was teaching you discernment. Every betrayal was teaching you boundaries. Every loss was teaching you detachment. Every dark night was teaching you to trust the light that lives inside you. You were not being punished. You were being forged. You were being shaped into the weapon that heaven needs you to be. And now, the preparation is over. Now, it is time to move. This is your moment of activation. This is the moment where everything you learned, everything you survived, everything you overcame converges into purpose. You are not entering divine revenge mode by accident. You are entering it because it is time. Because the world needs to see what happens when a chosen one stops playing small. Because your enemies need to learn what happens when they underestimate the anointed. Because heaven needs a testimony, and you are it. every betrayal was preparation for this moment. Every person who walked away made room for the right people to walk in. Every door that closed was protecting you from a trap. Every delay was aligning you with perfect timing. You thought you were losing, but you were winning. You thought you were falling behind, but you were being positioned. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being remembered in the courts of heaven. And now the verdict is in. You win. You are not just surviving anymore. You are thriving. You are not just healing anymore. You are whole. You are not just recovering anymore. You are reigning. And this is not the end. This is the beginning. This is the start of the chapter where everything you were promised finally manifests. This is the season where every seed you planted in tears finally produces a harvest. This is the moment where your faith becomes sight. Your enemies are watching this unfold, and they cannot stop it. They tried to bury you, but they did not know you were a seed. They tried to silence you, but they did not know your voice was anointed. They tried to break you, but they did not know you were already broken and put back together by the hands of God. They underestimated you. They underestimated your faith. They underestimated your resilience. And most of all, they underestimated the God who stands behind you. This is the part where I need you to make a declaration. I need you to say it out loud, wherever you are right now. Say, I am a chosen one. I am entering divine revenge mode, and nothing can stop me. Say it again. Say it until you feel it in your spirit. Say it until the atmosphere shifts. Say it until every demon that was assigned to your downfall trembles. Because when you declare it, you activate it. When you speak it, you release it. When you believe it, you become it. You are no longer the person who begs for a seat at the table. You are the person who builds your own table and decides who sits at it. You are no longer the person who tolerates disrespect for the sake of peace. You are the person who commands respect by simply existing. You are no longer the person who shrinks to make others comfortable. You are the person who expands and the room adjusts. That is who you are now. That is who you have always been. You were just too humble to see it. But humility without honor is not humility. It is self-sabotage. And you are done sabotaging yourself. You are done making excuses for people who never made room for you. You are done carrying guilt for boundaries you needed to set. You are done apologizing for being powerful. The warrior inside you has awakened. The king inside you has risen. The queen inside you has taken her throne. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what is coming for you now. This is divine revenge mode. This is the frequency of victory. This is the energy of the overcomer. This is the power of the anointed. And you are walking in it right now, whether you see the full manifestation yet or not. It is already done in the spiritual realm. It is already decreed in heaven. It is already written in your destiny. All that is left is for you to walk it out, step by step, day by day, with faith, with focus, with fire. So let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them whisper. Because while they are watching you, they are not watching themselves fall. While they are obsessing over your rise, they are missing their own collapse. While they are trying to figure out how you are still standing, they are tripping over the traps they set for you. Divine revenge is poetic. It is precise. It is perfect. And it is happening right now. Before we close, I need you to do something. Hit that like button if this message stirred something in your spirit. Subscribe to this channel because being extraordinary is where you belong. Drop a comment and say, Divine Revenge Mode activated. And if you want to go deeper, if you want a guide that will walk you through this entire season, grab the ebook in the description. This is not just content. This is your confirmation. This is your activation. This is your moment. Also, if this message blessed you and you want to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee. The link is in the description. Every bit of support helps us continue to bring these powerful, life-changing messages to chosen ones all over the world. We are in this together. We are a family, and your support means everything. Now hear me clearly, chosen one. You are not reading this by accident. You are not watching this by coincidence. This message found you because you needed to hear it. Because heaven knew you were ready. Because your time has come. You have been in the wilderness long enough. You have been in the valley long enough. You have been in the waiting room long enough. It is time to step into the throne room. It is time to take your place. It is time to walk in the fullness of who you were created to be. You are entering divine revenge mode, and nothing can stop you. The gates of hell will not prevail against you. The weapons formed against you will not prosper. The plans of your enemies will backfire. The lies told about you will be exposed. The truth of who you are will be revealed. And when the dust settles, when the smoke clears, when the battle is over, you will still be standing. Not because you fought in your own strength, but because you trusted in the strength of the one who called you. This is your season. This is your moment. This is your time. Walk in it. Own it. Declare it. You are a chosen one, entering divine revenge mode. And nothing in heaven or on earth can stop what God has ordained for you. Let that truth settle in your spirit. Let that truth guard your mind. Let that truth propel you into everything that is waiting for you on the other side of this season. Divine revenge is not cruelty. It is justice. It is balance. It is the universe correcting itself. And you, chosen one, are standing at the center of a cosmic shift that will leave everyone speechless. So rise, shine, take your place. Your enemies will bow. Your destiny will unfold. Your victory is inevitable. Because you were chosen before the foundation of the world, and nothing can revoke what heaven has confirmed. Now go. Walk in your power. Walk in your purpose. Walk in your divine revenge mode. The war is over. You already won.